So we have one long ass apology coming right now. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. This cup should be very familiar to you guys. It is my You Can Call Me Queen coffee mug. It is the mug I tend to use when I am doing Sample Queen series. And we are kind of doing a sample kind of thing today, but not really. We are reviewing a mystery box that I received, and so I figured it was appropriate. Today's tea is the tea I should have gotten in my Eden Body Works anniversary box. This is the Chakra Balance blend. It has in it peppermint, licorice, ginger root, red clover leaf, dandelion root, sage, thyme, lavender, calendula, and rosemary. It's a medley of herbs tailored to balance the 7 chakras. And it's 1 teaspoon per 8 ounces, steep 3 to 5 minutes. So standard. It is a bit of a chunky tea, not completely. There's some stuff in there that isn't very chunky, but you can see at the top there are some chunky bits in it. From the sound of this tea, I don't think it would be a favorite that I would probably repurchase itself. However, it might be good enough for me to check out some of their other teas, and they are, the name of the company is Bees Wellnes Teas. It's BEA and Wellness Teas. So that's what we're trying today, and she smells pretty coming out of the bag. Let's go ahead and give her a sip and we will get started. You really get the peppermint in this. So you get the peppermint in that first sip. So far, not bad. I actually might repurchase this if it keeps that up. We will let that sit and steep for a while. We'll see what it looks like at the end of the video, like we always do. So first, a disclaimer. Once again, my neighbor is home, and he has company to help him in his stoned partying. And they have been on the porch upon occasion, and they are loud. They have serenaded us. They have thumped around. So just a warning that may be going on in the background, for which I apologize. It's a Wednesday. Honestly, if I had filmed yesterday, I probably would be fine. However, I had other things going on yesterday, so we're running a day late this week. Anyway, so today I am reviewing the Estate Mystery Box. As you all recall, if you watched that particular bonus video or that particular video, I wasn't particularly impressed with what was in the box at the time. There was no palettes. There were a lot of singles. There were a lot of lip products, and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think it was a $30 box, and as much as the singles looked pretty, a couple of things I have here, I don't have everything that I had when I first got the box. Some of the shades were off for me in particular, which is not their fault. They would not know that I'm a tan girl. But some of the shades were off, and there were some other things that I just made it hard for me to be fairly impressed with it. I did discover that on some of the tubes that I got, that they do have a marking of what they are. I do believe I indicated that I still think that they should have marked their packaging. There's a couple of other things that they don't have anything on them. At any rate, I'm going to eat my words a little bit. Part of the problem for Estate is they don't have a lot of palettes. So it is very hard for them to offer a mystery box and offer a palette. By the same token, they can, because they don't have a lot of palettes, they can go ahead and send different colors to different people of the singles. So that's kind of I guess a toss-up in what you would prefer. I personally prefer palettes. Singles are harder for me to reach for. I don't reach for them nearly as much as I do my palettes. They tend to get ignored. A lot of them tend to get given away because I just don't reach for them. However, the singles do give you an idea of the quality, and that is where I need to apologize, because yes, I felt the box was lacking a little bit. It didn't have a lot in it. There are reasons for that, and the quality made up for it. As I recall, Estate is not an expensive brand, and for the price you pay for these products, I will list the stuff that I have down here, down below, but for the price you pay for most of these products, I think you're getting a reasonable quantity and you're getting a really decent quality for that price. They are not Hip Dot. They are not Violet Voss, but they're also not shit. So, was the box worth it? Yes and no. I still would have loved to see a palette in it. However, the quality of what I did receive made up for that at least a little bit. And then on top of that, I'm actually kind of embarrassed. They saw the video and they commented that they were sorry that I was not happy with what I received in the box. And I wouldn't say I was unhappy. I was just more like not that impressed compared to other boxes where I have spent $30. But like I said, some of that has to do with what they have available, and the quality of what I received ended up being very good. So as you'll see, they emailed me and they said, we're sorry again that you were not happy with your box. We'd like to make it up to you. Tell us 2 or 3 things that you want, and we will send it to you. So I gave them a list, and it was more than 2 or 3 things. I said, this is what I would love to see. And I said, just pick from that. It's not required. I said, I've actually kind of changed my opinion on the box a bit. And I think people have been sleeping on you, which we will get to in a bit. But, you know, if you want to, pick a couple things from here. They sent it all. So in addition to the mystery box things that I have kept, I've got a palette. I've got 2 palettes. One I got from, one my daughter and I purchased, and one they sent. And I got another bronzer. Again, one came, they sent me the bronzer, but Ipsy had also sent me the bronzer. We're giving the extra bronzer to a friend who has lighter skin, because my daughter ended up getting the bronzer too. So they did try to make up for it, and they did. So some of these I haven't really dug into yet, but it's based on color, not necessarily product. Anyway, let's just get into it. Everybody has seen the Venice palette, so I'll go ahead and show that first. And this has become a palette that I really enjoy. I love the color story. My only problems would be like this brown right now, and even the peach I can actually use under my brow. It's very pigmented. It's a beautiful palette. You guys have seen it everywhere, I'm sure, so I'm not going to go into it, swatching it and all that stuff, but it has become a favorite palette, and it's what started my, well, in addition to some of the singles that they sent, it's what started my re-evaluation of how I felt about the company. We also received, well, in the actual mystery box, I received 2 or 3 of the highlighters. I've kept 2 of them. I can't remember if I got a 3rd one. I have the Do Me in Bai, which I'm actually wearing today. And I also got the Do Me in Lit, which is one of their more popular ones. By the way, almost everything on my face is Estate today. So just to let you know, I do have a little bit of the Bailey Sarian. I have a little bit of the other palette that I'll be sharing with you in a minute, and 2 of the lipsticks. So in addition to that, and the bronze, not the bronzer came later, and in addition to that, they sent along 3 individual eyeshadows. Now, I have tried to depot these because I know I will do better if it's in, like I said, if it's in a palette. However, when I attempted to pot them, one of them started to crack. I said, okay, we won't do that. So they're going to end up being stuck in their the little cases. Their cases are cute. These are cute. This is very cute packaging, if you ask me. It has a state across it, has all the information about it on the back. The one I tried to depot, you'll be able to tell pretty much because it's butchered on the back. But they sent along the color Pipe, which is a beautiful bronzy, shimmery orange, good for the fall. They sent along the color Squeeze, which is a nice, also a nice pumpkin-y, fall-y matte. And they sent along Pound, which is a shimmery pink. This has become one of my favorites. I have a pink that's just a bit lighter than this that I like to use under my brow, but it's going to be gone soon. And this is actually proving to be a good replacement if I put another light color over it. What I have found with these is that, well, let's go on to everything else. Let's go on to everything else. I'm just sort of all over the place. I don't have notes for this, so... then they sent along some of their tubes. I think they sent along like 6 of them, and I've kept a total of 3. I'd have to dig everything else up. So we've got this Estate. It's a wet matte, and I didn't notice it at first, but it is listed right there. Come on, camera. So wet matte. I think the other one I got, the color just was wrong. It was off. So this is the best one out of the ones I got that fit my skin tone. They sent along the a liquid highlighter that I do not use as a liquid highlighter because I don't use liquid highlighters. But there's that. It's a beautiful color. And then they sent along this, their lip icing and drenched. Let me tell you something. This has become one of my favorite glosses or sparkly things to put over everything else on my lips. And I have used it frequently. I will probably repurchase this. I absolutely love it. I'm actually wearing it today. It's just I went on really light so it wouldn't overtake the other colors on my lips. But yes, I actually also am wearing this, but I ended up putting a darker red over it. So we got all that, and then, like I said, they sent me more. They sent more of the lipsticks too, so, or the liquid type stuff. So they had sent more of those. I just didn't keep all of them. Either that or they are very buried in my new organization, which was supposed to help me not be buried. But buried. We're buried. Anyway, so in addition to that, like I said, they offered to send me more things. I sent them a list and said, pick 2 or 3 out of that. That's what you said you wanted. I wanted to give them an option to just, you know, like surprise me again. Well, they did. Like I said, they sent the bronzer, which I'd already received in Ipsy, so the bronzer has gone to someone else. I gave it to my daughter and said, hand it off to one of your friends who might be light-skinned. She said she would do that. They sent 3 of the singles that I really would have preferred to have received to begin with because of the colors. They're darker and more likely to show up. So they sent along Smash. Also, I think they're all shimmers, which I'm wearing today. They sent along Shmoney, which I intend to play with later today. For those who don't know, I do more than one video in a day, and I tend to take the look that I'm already wearing and modify it. So this is going to go into the modification. And they sent along Deeper. I am so looking forward to playing with this color. This is kind of a shimmer. It's looks like a shimmer, but it's more, seems more of a satiny shimmer than a really bold on shimmer. What I mean by that, see, if you look at how these two go, one of them has a shine, the other one does not. This one does not, but it doesn't read like a matte quite. It might be a matte. All it says on here is eye shade. But it's a very beautiful color, and I can't wait to play with it. And they also sent along, I was really surprised they did this. They also sent along their other palette they have right now, which is Monkey Business. It has a bunch of bananas on it. This is the primary palette I used today, along with some singles. I can't say it's a primary, come to think of it. I used 3 shades out of it. I used the gold, I used this, and then I used the red. Now, this is where I am actually, let me say, I am fairly impressed with the quality of the eyeshadows. Do they stand up to my eyes, say, the way Violet Voss does? No. But then 99% of what I try doesn't. And I have to be sure that whatever I use, like I use shimmers on my inner corners because they're much easier to repair. And repairing goes into how much I like a particular eyeshadow or eyeshadow brand or palette or whatever. These repair, the shimmers repair beautifully. So even though I am probably already losing some on the inner corners here, I can actually take that gold and reapply it, and it will repair nicely. Now, that said, the gold I tried in here works much better wet, which actually is fairly true of most shimmers, I believe. But I had a hard time getting it to work at all dry. It probably would have worked really well with a sponge tip applicator, but I didn't do that. The other thing I want to note is that the red comes off a bit more orange on my eyes. I prefer a blue red. This one looks like it'll be darker like most reds that you get. It does not come on your eyes as dark, and this one comes off a bit more orange than I prefer, but it's still a beautiful color. It still worked for the center of my eyes. And this one is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I played with the pink today. I used this beautiful color here today. This is a gorgeous color. Some of the other red that they have, the one in the Bailey Sarian, it has more of a brown cast. This has a slight bit of orangeness, but it leans, it's so dark it almost leans blue. So, but if you look on the tail here, you can see where it's slightly orangey. But it's buildable, it's beautiful, it worked very well. I used the Puppy Love and the Venice Fling shades from here. Again, this is a palette that I really love. Again, though, some of the shades are off. This red doesn't look it, but it comes off kind of brown. This purple doesn't come out this dark when you put it on your eyes. They will swatch beautifully, but they don't come out as dark. Again, the reds and the purples, though, my understanding is people have those issues with them in general. Companies have issues with them. So if you keep that in mind, they're beautiful palettes. I'm already appreciating them. I'm really looking forward to playing a little bit more with the singles. I've really enjoyed them. This is a favorite now. So overall, are they top of the line luxury? No, but their prices reflect that, which is a good thing. They are good for what you get for the price point, and I honestly think people have been sleeping on the brand. I would say they're about ColourPop and quality, maybe about ColourPop and quality, which to me is right in the middle. The only thing is they don't hold up, like I said, to my inner eye issues. So that would be the only difference between them and ColourPop. Most of the ColourPops I can get to stay put. My hair is not staying put. Crazy ass hair. Anyway. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this. I have actually put this on my lips once or twice. I will not use it as a highlighter because I don't use liquid highlighters. This color works. It's just a bit orangey, so I had to put a pink over it, so that works. They are known for their highlighters, which is it's a beautiful highlighter if you look at that. So their highlighters are gorgeous. They are not, I haven't tried to, I should say, build them so that you could see it from the moon, but they work for me. That's beautiful. So overall, it is a very good brand, and I think people have been sleeping on them. And I will be looking forward, I've started following them on Instagram, and I will be looking forward to more palettes coming out. Hopefully not limited edition, and not specialized palettes like the Bailey Sarian. Hopefully something, they'll come out with a couple of other palettes, so they have a selection for you. The other things I'd like to see change in the brand, honestly, they're not perfect, unfortunately. We'd love to have a perfect brand, but no brand is perfect. The other thing I would like to see change is, one, I would like to see them have a blush. Everything on my face, other than my base product, other than my foundation and my blush, and things like, you know, brows and lashes, is a state. My lips are a state, except for one color. My eyes are a state. My contour and highlighter are a state. All of it's a state. My blush is not, because they don't have any blushes. So I would love to see them expand and get some blushes in. I would love to see them expand and have more palettes, but I would also love to see them get more colors for darker skin tones. This works for me, surprisingly. To me, it was surprising. I thought that this was going to disappear on my skin. It works just fine. It works perfect on this particular foundation because it's too light. But anyway, this particular bronzer is great, but it's the only color they have. They have nothing for lighter people. They have nothing for darker people. They don't have neutral or cool shades. This is fairly warm. So I would love to see them expand and start thinking about people of color with darker skin tones. They've been around for a little bit, a few years at least. They were around when I first started getting to makeup again, 2 or 3 or 4, however long years ago. So they've had plenty of time. So that is something I would like to see them do, is to expand into darker skin tones, to expand the number of palettes they have available, and to expand so that they have blush and they have that, all that. I don't necessarily want them to expand into foundation. Don't necessarily, you know, unless they're going to do a nice, you know, 30 to 40 shade range. I don't see the point of it, honestly. They do seem to be more geared to lighter skin tones in general, so I'd be a little worried about that. We will cut all that out. At any rate, so I would love to see some expansion in those areas. What they have is good. I'm just going to say that. I will list everything that I've shown you. I'm not doing a lot of swatching today. Like I said, everybody's seen this. I can swatch this. We will swatch this. Give me just a minute. That broke somewhere. It's about to break again. 16 minutes probably. Hopefully I was in the middle of something important. Okay. As you can see, we are getting ready for winter around here. I'm going to clean this one off. So first thing I'm going to do, I swatched the shades they sent already. So I want to swatch, and I just swatched that darker one. So I want to swatch these other two before we get into the palette. This is the shade Shmoney, right? Shmoney, Shmoney. There's Shmoney, and this is the shade Deeper. Beautiful color. Look at that. That is gorgeous. They are pigmented. You can see them on my eyes. They are very pigmented. The shades I did use, and I used shades that tend to be a little bit out of my comfort zone for the most part. I used the reds and oranges, and I'm sorry if the inside of my corners of my eyes are falling apart, but as you can see, they're very pigmented. They do very well. Like I said, I was fairly impressed. All right, so let's get into this monkey business real quick, and then we will go. So first we have Going Nanas. Then we have Golden Bananas, and then we have Swingin'. So, Going Nanas, Golden Bananas, and Swingin'. I'm not surprised by Swingin'. Honestly, Swingin' is a color that's a skin tone issue more than anything, and it's buildable, so I can get it to work. So, next three. I will say that one of these are actually, the shimmers are actually a bit on the soft side. And when this came in, the ape shit, that is with an asterisk, came in, it was cracked. I pressed it back in. It seems to be settling in just fine. I will still probably lay it flat in my collection. We have Don't Give a Monkey, Jingle Jim, and Ape. And here's that red Don't Give a Monkey. Now you can see, that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of orangey. I had to build it up a lot. That's gorgeous. They have really good shimmers, but then most companies do. It's the mattes where places, mattes is one of the places that people fall down. Next we have Rainforest, Amazonian, and Jungle Juice. So, Rainforest, Amazonian, and Jungle Juice. So as you can see, they swatch beautifully. And like I said, I was able to get them work. If I can get colors that don't normally work on my skin to work, it's a really decent eyeshadow palette. And they leave staining behind. I could probably scrub all that off, but that's a good sign. I use damp cloths because that's what my eyes are. They get wet. And there's still some. So overall, yeah, very good. I'm impressed with the quality. I will list everything that I've talked about down below. And my apologies to Estate for going, This mystery box is not that impressive. The products are good. The products are impressive. I am very pleased with what I have received. I love the new stuff they sent to make up for it. Don't you all go complaining, please. They were very kind to do this, and I appreciate that. I don't think they're going to do it for everybody. At any rate, yeah, so I do recommend them. I think as a whole, we are kind of sleeping on them, and we should consider giving them more love. So I hope you all will go ahead and swing on by and take a look at what they do have and consider purchasing some of their stuff. It is, like I said, I'm eating my words. They ended up much better than I thought they would be. Hopefully they'll do some of that expansion I talked about. Hopefully they will take stuff like this one, which has no label on it, and they will list what it's supposed to be. Like I said, I'm not going to use it as a highlighter or illuminator or whatever. But the other ones they had do have that labeling, and that was on me for not paying attention. All on me for not paying attention. Anyway, so that's it for the day, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe. If you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. I currently upload 2 days a week, and that would be Monday and Thursday. However, we do have bonus videos. We currently do indie brand openings. Far too many. Far, far too many. And I can tell you I have at least one, possibly 2 more coming. And my list is complete for this year. Honestly, far too many. So we do indie brand openings. We're going to move right along because that's just too embarrassing. You know, that shopper therapy there. Anyway, so we have the indie brands. My son opens his My Geek Box every month, although that might be changing. I don't know what his dad decided on that. There's no t-shirt anymore in the My Geek Box. The last time they sent almost nothing but figurines, which they said they were trying to improve the box. I don't think Nothing But Figurines improves much of anything. I don't think he's as interested. And they didn't even bother to put in, like, I don't know, a graphic novel or something to make up for the t-shirt. So yeah, I'm hoping his dad will pick something new for him to try. So yeah, I'm hoping his dad will pick something new for him to try. We also, if you send anything, it's been a week, guys. Anyway, if you send anything, that would also get opened as a bonus video, unless, I swear I can talk, unless you don't want me to. Make sure to leave a note somewhere where I can see it before I open it, so that I know not to embarrass you by putting you in public like this. Or you can join the domytriesthis Facebook group and let me know there that you have sent something and that you don't want to be embarrassed by being on this, on the channel. Just let me know. I have no problems with that. Hopefully next year we will go back to our gardening videos, but they aren't around this year at all. And so if you're interested in any of those, you will need to click that bell, because they do not go up on regular upload days. And hopefully eventually YouTube will get that damn thing fixed. And if you're part of my notification squad, please check both your bell and your subscription to make sure they're both still active. And if you choose not to subscribe, I guess I'd understand. I've been fumbling around a bit today, and like I said, this was completely off the cuff. I hadn't written any notes. I would understand that, I guess. But I do hope that you'll come back again, because we do love having the company. And when you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Alrighty, so we have sat here for at least 30 minutes. If we have a 3 to 5 minute steep time, then we are well past, and it should be fairly strong. It still smells nothing but minty. So I'm not sure if anything else is showing up in here. Let's give her a sip, and then we'll be on our way. This is good. I have got to say, I am really surprised that something with licorice and rosemary and a whole bunch of other things that I wouldn't normally put in a tea, that tend to have a bitterness to them, is so good. I might repurchase this. This is really good. I'm impressed. I'm actually really impressed. Who knew? At any rate, so that's it. Hope you have a good one.